What would you do if a stranger mistook you for homeless and instead of walking away handed you their last dollar? That's exactly what happened to Matthew, a millionaire in disguise, when a 9-year-old boy made a choice that stunned him and eventually the world. But this isn't just about money. It's about kindness, sacrifice, and a reward nobody saw coming. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe for more heartwarming stories like this. Matthew wasn't looking for attention. He had stepped outside a coffee shop one quiet morning, closing his eyes to say a quick prayer. He wore simple clothes, nothing flashy. His head bowed, his hands folded. But to one child walking past, it looked different. It looked like a man, forgotten. The boy's name was Calvin, 9 years old, small for his age, clutching a single crumpled bill in his hand. His allowance, his treasure, his everything. Calvin slowed down, looked closer. The man was sitting quietly, almost motionless. And Calvin thought, this must be it. This must be the chance he'd been waiting for. Because Calvin had always said he wanted to help a homeless person someday. He just never found the right moment, never found the courage, until now. So he walked right up to Matthew, extended his hand and whispered, "If you're homeless, here's $1." Matthew opened his eyes slowly. At first, he didn't understand. Then he saw the look in Calvin's eyes, pure, unfiltered compassion. This child was giving away everything he had to a stranger he believed had nothing. And Matthew felt something he hadn't felt in years, a crack in his heart, a rush of faith in humanity. But here's the twist. Matthew wasn't homeless. He wasn't struggling. He was a multi-millionaire. He could have laughed. He could have brushed it off. But instead he thought, this moment is worth more than any fortune I own. So he leaned down and said, "You just did something most adults wouldn't do." And he promised Calvin something in return. Now here's where the story shifts. Because Matthew didn't just say thank you, he put the boy's generosity to the test. He gave Calvin 40 seconds, a stopwatch, a store filled with toys, clothes, and bikes, and said, "Pick out whatever you want, anything." The boy's jaw dropped. His feet could barely keep up with his heart. 40 seconds of pure freedom. 40 seconds to turn $1 into a memory he'd never forget. Calvin darted through the aisles, shoes squeaking, laughter spilling, hands grabbing at everything he could. And when the clock stopped ticking, he had a brand new bike. A bike paid for by a man who didn't need $1, but needed a reminder that kindness still existed. Matthew later said, "It was the least I could do for a kid who gave me something money cannot buy." And he meant it. Because what Calvin gave wasn't just $1. It was proof. Proof that generosity doesn't come from wealth, it comes from the heart. Think about it. A millionaire with millions couldn't buy the feeling he felt in that moment. But a boy with one crumpled dollar could give it away freely. Kindness, in its purest form, doesn't measure cost. It measures courage. So let me ask you, if you had your very last dollar, would you hold on to it? Or would you give it away to someone who might need it more?